Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Strong by Design podcast. Hosting today, Coach Chris Wilson, doing something a little bit different that we've never done in 7 years that we've had this show. We've never done something like this before. So, a first time for something new. Fun for me, certainly, and I know it'll be a huge impact for you on the other end listening, because the man that you'll be hearing from today, his name is John Chalkias, who has been on the show once before, episode 346, if you go back, the Seeds of Hope episode, where John was here in our building. I got to meet him in person for the first time after months of going back and forth over email and conversation that way. It was a wonderful thing to have this truly inspiring, amazing human being in the building with us to share what he has been doing in the world, what he's doing for children in the world. And he's just one of the most extraordinary people I've ever met, a true kingdom man. And I'm just so grateful to know him and to be his friend. And he told me a few months back, hey, what if I do like an interview here in Zambia and send it over to you, and maybe you could use it as an episode, use it on the show somehow. And I said, John, that would be fantastic. Well, he had his buddy Matthew over there, who is a jack of all trades apparently, and also a videographer. He had him do an interview with John that came out beautifully. It's basically just like a solo podcast episode where John just tackles a lot of kind of basic questions about Grace Academy and what he's been doing with his Seeds of Hope ministry in Zambia. Grace Academy in Zambia, their vision is to raise godly leaders through education and opportunity. Their mission is to care for orphaned and vulnerable children. And their motto is faith, integrity, knowledge, courage. John has helped, I don't know to date how many hundreds of children he has helped over there, who have come from just probably conditions that we can't even conceive of or comprehend. Children who have been kind of thrown away, forgotten about, discarded, who are in poor health. He has seen so much stuff that would just break your heart. Anyway, this is John. You're going to listen to John talk about what he has done for the lives of these children in Africa, in Zambia, and with this amazing 70-plus acre compound that he built from scratch. And they are self-sustainable. They do everything themselves, their own power, their own farming, their own everything. It's remarkable. One of the most inspiring things I've ever learned about in my life. And so this is my good friend John Chalkias talking about Grace Academy in Zambia. Enjoy.
Hey Chris, I am so happy to be back on Strong by Design. I just had a great time last time we were together, and I want to welcome you to Zambia. This is Grace Academy. You know, not everybody can travel with us, but I want to take this opportunity to bring Zambia to you guys, and I'm really proud of this place. We started here in 2000. And I explained a little bit about that in the last podcast, how we came here at the height of the HIV epidemic, Zambia being the epicenter, and we experienced a lot of difficulties. A lot of our children were dying, a lot of our staff were dying. We were doing funerals. And I remember going into the cemetery, doing burials for kids, and our staff were singing these hymns, these beautiful hymns. And in between when they finished her hymn, there were all kinds of funerals going on around us, and in that lull, you'll hear the other mourners singing these beautiful hymns. It was so surreal, so hard to explain. The sound, the music, the beauty, and the sadness. It was incredible, but it was difficult times for us. In 2005, we got the antiretrovirals, which is a medication for HIV people. When HIV person takes that, if they live a healthy lifestyle, in other words, not injecting drugs in their body and sleeping well, eating well, they can live a normal lifespan. So we had a big problem now. We had all these kids, and they're going to live, and we decided we want to buy a property, and we want to build our own school because the education system was really poor here. We wanted to give our kids the very best education. So we bought 72 acres. This is it, Grace Academy. It was nothing but bush here. It was nothing but trees, and there was no roads. There was no power. There was nothing here. We brought bulldozers in, cleared the land, and started building. Incredible teams came to help us, builders and plumbers, electricians, and all kinds of guys. And we hired a crew here, and we trained them. A lot of these tradesmen are still with us for years now. And the great thing about it is, like, these guys didn't go to trade school. A lot of them didn't finish high school. They didn't have any real skills, and we trained them. Our guys were incredible. And look at, you can see around me, these beautiful buildings these guys built. And we're continuing building more and more. We have a farm now. We have cows, we have pigs, we have chickens, we have layers and broilers, we have crops, we have greenhouses. We grow our own food. It's really, really incredible. But the biggest thing for me is kids. We love our kids. Our kids, we're so proud of them. They're doing incredible. We have, I think, 116 graduates so far. So we start from preschool all the way to the 12th grade, the graduate high school, and then we have a scholarship program. So each child, when they graduate, they get to pick from trade school, which is a trade, or college, which is a diploma program, or university, which is a degree program. So I think we have like 5 kids in medical school. We have our first 2 doctors graduated. They're actually working in the field. We have our first engineer. He's in the mining industry right now. We have several nurses. We have teachers. We have medical clinical officers. We have 2 in law school. We have business degrees, and we have a lot of kids in the trade. So I'm really, really proud of these kids. Not all our kids are academic, but we have incredibly talented kids. We have artists, we have musicians, we have dancers, we have athletes. We got kids, I don't even know how they do it. How they choreograph their own dances, and we have kids that I don't know. I'm not a gymnast. I didn't train them. I don't know who trained them. We don't have TVs. I don't know where they've seen it from, but they put together these acrobatic acts, and they flip, and they just run and just jump over people, and they're doing all these kind of flips. We have weightlifters here. We have incredible soccer players. The talents here are so incredible. We have a kid here that I work out with, and we have a small gym here, so we do a lot of lifting. But this one kid, he's paralyzed. His legs are paralyzed. He can't use his legs. He does handstand push-ups. Incredible kid. So lots of strength, lots of talent, lots of athleticism. And one of the things, like a lot of the kids that are not academic, yeah, you'll find them in the gym. You'll find them doing other things. And for me, I like to train these kids, and I like to tell them that, you know what, you're not academic because you're not training well. It's the same muscle. It's the same technique. When you're lifting, you're doing progressive overloads. It's the same thing with studying. You just keep learning, and you train your brain. You train your brain by learning more words. You studying, and I love to see kids grow. I love to see kids grow in their mental capacity, in their physical capacity, in their talents, and that's one of the things that we do well here. We have a sign in our principal's office, in our administration office, in the school, in the hallways, and it reads like this: how do we make it better? We're always looking to make things better here. We're looking to make kids smarter, make kids stronger, make our staff better, our administration better, our child care better, our purchasing better, our maintenance better, our security better. Always, always improving. Incremental increases in all things that we do. there seems to be like an unspoken caste system here. Obviously, we have orphan children. These are children that have been orphaned because their parents had HIV/AIDS. Other children, their parents or their moms died in childbirth. They didn't have a dad, so they came here. There's different circumstances for the children coming here. So if you're an orphan here, you're really looked down upon. There's no hope for you. You're just an orphan. You're nobody. You don't have a family. And if you're an HIV orphan, it's even worse. You're like nothing. So they have this mentality of I'm not good enough. I'm not smart. I'm not wanted. I'm not valuable. All these things in their minds. So my thing is helping kids to see what God says about them. God says, I created you. You are my son. You're my daughter. I love you. I have a plan for you. And speaking that God's truth into their life and watching that sparkle in their eye when they finally get it. And the other thing that I really teach a lot about, and we teach a lot about, we have two pastors here. We really emphasize our faith and our prayer and speaking about forgiveness, because it starts with forgiveness. If you don't forgive, and we have kids that have been abused here, we've sexually abused, physically abused, and if you don't forgive, no matter how hard, how horrible your situation was, how bad this person or people have mistreated you, if you don't forgive, you'll always be a victim. And the only way you can overcome that is by forgiving these people or the situations that happen to you. And we see children that are able to do that thrive and be successful and start to dream and start to make goals and start to achieve things, and to see them flourish is one of the things that we really strive and focus on. So we focus a lot on mindset and how do we change that mindset, that paradigm where they've been spoken to in ways that is degrading, that you're no good and nothing's going to become of you, you're not smart. And to change that, again, it starts with forgiveness, but then to build on that with God's word. God says we're more than conquerors. We can do all things through Christ, and God is with us, and God gives us victory in all these things. So for me, to see these kids thrive, it is what I live for. We brought our children. We had a choir. We were traveling with a choir. We actually brought them to Thailand and Myanmar. And in Myanmar, we visited up several children's homes. We have a children's homes there. And then we ended up at the refugee camp. So it's the world's longest standing civil war is in Myanmar. So there's lots of refugees on the Thai side. So we ended up in a refugee camp. And our kids were amazed because they've come from extreme poverty. And they said, man, we thought we were poor. And to give you an example, we were in this refugee village, for lack of a better word, and all the homes were made of thatched roofs and bamboo houses on stilts because of the water, the rainy season. And we visited one home, and we were visiting the children. It was like no furniture in the whole house. There's no chairs, there's nothing. There was no pictures on the wall. There was one poster on the wall warning the children how to identify landmines, because the children came across the river, and just before they got to the border of the river was the border, the Kwai River, and before they got to the river, it was lined with landmines, and kids and people were getting blown up, and some of the kids went back to visit their family. They're trying to come back, so they're a really dangerous situation. And I remember the children saying to us, we thought we had it bad. And they were just so grateful. They were praising God. And then we went to a school in Thailand for the refugee children, and those children were not allowed to leave the school grounds. They lived there as a boarding school because they have no citizenship, and they were refugees, so they stayed at the school. So we sang to these kids. We had a choir. We were singing all these African songs. We had the African drums, and then they started singing to us in their language and their instruments, and it was amazing. And then one of the girls stood up to give her testimony. And she said that she is so grateful for the education she's getting, and she's so grateful for getting to hear the gospel, and she accepted Christ. And she said, my only regret is that it cost my father his life that I can be here. So he was killed by the Burmese army as they were fleeing. And that broke our hearts. But then one of our girls started sobbing uncontrollably when she heard that. And we were really concerned. We thought, "Are you okay?" And she, between her sobs, she blurted out, "I hated my family because they abandoned me and my brothers when my parents died. I hated them. I still hate them." And this girl was able to forgive these people, and she just sobbed, and she came to a point of forgiveness. She is an amazing young woman. She's actually in medical school right now, but that was a turning point for her, this forgiveness that I talked about earlier. And her brother is our engineer, and both of them are brilliant. They're just brilliant kids. And her brother scored like in the top 10% in the national exams. Just brilliant. And the youngest sister, who came to us as a baby, she's in university getting a business degree, I believe. So these are kids who are so brilliant, but they would have been lost. They would have been wasted. And what a privilege for us to raise these kids. There's another little boy. So our vision here at Grace Academy is to raise leaders through opportunity and education. We care for children that are vulnerable and are orphaned. And our motto is faith, integrity, courage, and knowledge. And these are the things that we try to instill in them. One of the questions people ask is what happens to their children when they graduate? And we have a great program. We have a scholarship program where every child gets to pick a trade school, university, or college. And before they go to one of those schools that they choose according to their aptitude, their interest, their grades, we have a transition house in town. So the children have to go there for 1 year. They have a 1 year gap year. And there they learn how to budget, because we've done all their purchasing, we've done all their cooking. So they learn how to budget, how to shop, where to shop, how to cook. They learn about dating, because we're not allowed to date here. They learn about social media. They learn about stranger danger. They learn how to pick a church, how to write a resume, how to apply for a job, how to do a job interview, like all those things that a lot of our children back home, they learn because of their peers and because of the way we live. And we shop all the time as kids. Like my kids at 14 had to buy their own clothes and stuff, but they never had a chance to do that. They've stayed behind these walls, these 72 acres that we have here. So we spend a year with them. The first 3 months we learn those things, and then for the next 3 months they go in a discipleship program, because we believe volunteerism is such a big deal, and we want them to grow in their faith. So they go on like a YWAM type program for 3 months. Some of them actually leave the country and minister to other people. They share the gospel. So it's an incredible time. Then they come back for the remaining of the year, and they continue learning about budgeting and shopping. As a matter of fact, they learn about entrepreneurship, how to start a business, how to do a business plan, all those things, which is incredible. We've had tremendous success stories. Not all of our kids go to college or university. Some of them start businesses right off the bat. So it's really an amazing and fulfilling, and my heart is overjoyed with them. Not all of our kids have families. This is the only family they've ever known. These are all their brothers and sisters here, and they call Susan and I, they call us Mama Susan, Uncle John, or Papa John, and they're the caregivers, obviously. So a story of one of our kids just recently, a couple of years ago actually, he came to us to inform us. He was really proud of himself that he's getting married. He bought a plot of land. He's building a house. And he graduated through here. He went on to heavy-duty mechanics. He started working for a trucking company. He is now the manager of logistics. So he came to us. He's really proud. He wanted to let us know, like, Mom and Dad, I'm getting married. And we were so proud of this kid. We actually put the wedding on at Grace here. We have a recreation hall. We've done weddings and funerals and assemblies, all kinds of stuff there. So we put on the wedding for him. and his former teachers, his former caregivers, his friends all gathered together. I want to tell you that Zambian weddings are incredible. The music and the dancing and the celebration is something to behold. It's so amazing. And this is just one of the stories of one of our kids. And you know, I have grown kids, and most of them are married now. But you know what? They still come to me. They say, "Hey, Dad, what should I do? Can you advise me about this?" And these kids are the same. They still need parental help, parental advice, just somebody that's there for them, that cares for them, loves them. So that's a privilege for us, and that's how our kids age out. We still are in touch with them. Uh, the other thing, a really important thing, is when they go to university or college or trade school, we support them. We pay for all the tuition, room and board is taken care of. When they graduate that program, we pay their room and board for 6 months. And then after 6 months, we pay just the rent. And then after a full year of support, or in half support, they're on their own. So we wean them off slowly. So we give them a hand up. We help them slowly integrate back into their community. We want to set them up for success. So that's really important for us. We're currently building 2 more homes at our project in Thailand. I talked about it on the last podcast. We work with children rescued from human trafficking in Thailand. So our prayer is, Lord, how do we help more children? We want to help as many children as possible. So we're building 2 more homes there, and we need to raise $80,000 to complete that. And something really, really new for us, we've had a new opportunity come to us. We're opening a home, or exploring opening a home in Tanzania. I'm actually going there in a few weeks to meet with social welfare and see exactly what all the needs are and how we can begin this project. But we've been given land. We have about 2 acres been given to us. It's got homes on it already. And we're really, really excited about that. I think it's a great opportunity. So we're hoping to start that within the next 10 months, I would say. And yeah, we're looking to raise $100,000 just to get that going. We need to buy some vehicles, we need to buy furniture, we need to do some building renovation. But we're really super excited, and we're hoping that it will be something like here at Grace. Well, we want to do the same thing we've done in Thailand and in Myanmar and in Zambia. We want to do that in Tanzania. So we're super excited. And I want to say that I believe in my heart that every Christian should be a child sponsor. This is how we support all this. This is all done through child sponsorship. It is the backbone of this ministry. It pays for all the bills. It pays for the caregivers' costs. It pays for the teachers' salaries. It pays for maintenance. It pays for their clothing, their food, their medical care. It all comes from child sponsorship. I believe every Christian should be a child sponsorship, because what a great and it's the easiest way to share the gospel. It's about $1 a day, and through that $1 a day, you get to give a child hope. You get to save a child's life and give them hope and change their destiny and give them education and give them emotional healing and physical healing and healing in their brain and their emotions and the way they think about themselves. And you create you build up a person that will go out now and share the gospel in their language, in their culture, and in their nation. We don't even have to travel anywhere. We can simply help a child to grow up strong in the faith and to share the gospel. And we get to do that for the cost of a coffee. And people throw that money away all the time. They're going out for coffee, they're going out for donuts, hey, why not help a child? And I'm not just saying do that for Seeds of Hope. There's a lot of organization. I think every Christian should be a child sponsor, because that is an excellent and amazing way to share the gospel with a child in a practical and holistic way, and to see the gospel expand in all nations around the world. Contact us at seedsofhopecm.com, www.seedsofhopecm.com. We got a toll-free number. We have an office in Bellingham, Washington, and we're in Chilliwack, British Columbia in Canada. And we have on our website, we have all the information you might want. We have child sponsorship forms. We have ways to give, some of our needed projects that we're doing right now, and ways for you to get involved. You can come on a team with us. There's all kinds of opportunities. And we'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much, Chris, for having us back. And I feel, Chris, like we've been longtime friends, and I really appreciate all you're doing for Strong in the Design, Strong by Design, and thank you so much for this opportunity.
Well, there you have it, my dear friend John Chalkias and the beautiful, extraordinary Grace Academy in Zambia, a place certainly touched by the hand of God. To see the footage, to see the pictures, he often, we go back and forth by email frequently. He's a great communicator. We touch base on Instagram. We touch base on by email, and I just love staying in touch with him to see what he's doing. And he's not just in Zambia; he's in other parts of the world doing this good work. And I don't know. I just, when I think of somebody that I would want to be more like, I think of John. Just truly a remarkable human being. And I can't wait to see him again one day in person, have him back in the building to just continue to talk with him and let him share what he's doing in the world. And because it's people like this that are changing the world for the better, truly. So hope you enjoyed this episode on the Strong by Design podcast, doing something that we haven't ever done before, but I think this was a very powerful message, and hopefully you share this with somebody who maybe needs some inspiration or some light in their life to hear about somebody doing such good for children. And so that's it. We'll be back, as always, in the next week or two on the Strong by Design podcast. And we're just so grateful for all of you listeners. Thank you so much for supporting our show. Be sure to share it with friends and family. Give us a like and a review if you have a moment. God bless you. Talk with you again very soon. Thank you so much for listening to the Strong by Design podcast. If you found value in today's episode, please subscribe so that more people can find out about our show. Plus, you don't want to miss any future episodes with the amazing guests and topics we have lined up for you.